Here with Chris. She has very kindly invited us to her camp. Some of you might remember Chris from our first episode, Free Friday. We interviewed her and 3 or 4 other people, and she invited us to come take a look and see how she's living today. And so, Chris, how did you get here?
Well, my husband and I relocated here from Colorado. We were living there for about 2 years, and um, he decided to leave with someone else. So that left me kind of high and dry. So I've been out here now for 6 months, and if it weren't for some of the people around me, I don't know how I would have survived. Camping for a weekend or so is a lot different than being out here for 6 months or longer, or living out here through all 4 seasons and learning how to get along. Um, I freak out about animal noises and dark. I have really bad eyesight, so for me, getting around here at night is really, really hard. I need flashlights, I need a lot of bright light, and these guys were at first like, the lights, the cops, and this and that. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to hurt myself trying to get around out here. You know, if the cops come, I'll tell them, where are you going to put me? I don't have anywhere to go. I haven't done anything wrong, so you can't take me to jail. So
That's kind of the theme here, Chris. What we're talking about is where do people go? I mean, even here, you found a relatively safe spot, but in talking with other people, um, where do you go? Where do they go?
there's not a whole lot of places. I mean, this place is so small, it doesn't really have a shelter that can be open year round. Where I was in Colorado, in Alamosa, Colorado, there is a shelter called La Puente Home, and it was a wonderful place. Where I came from, you can't live outside. It gets down to 39 and 49 below zero. There is no living outside in the wintertime. So this tiny little shelter, which was like a 3-story house, was open to everybody. It was extended, and there were people there full time. You could stay there, look for jobs. There was an outreach center next door that helped people with Social Security, getting rides to places, having the forms there so that they wouldn't have to go all the way to the agency. They could fill the forms out there and take it with them. They could have advocates to help them fill paperwork out because a lot of people couldn't read or write English.
One of the things that we're doing with this show is we want to talk about solutions.
Yeah.
And you just read off a litany of, of services
Yeah.
that could be just really helpful and really doable. There is one thing that comes to mind for me here. There are a lot of people on the streets and homeless who have some pretty serious mental health issues.
Yeah.
And how does that affect you here? How does that work here?
Well, I have my own issues too. I mean, I take Prozac. I have anxiety and disorders and sleep disorders, and I deal with depression. So sometimes it gets bad, but I can maintain. I'm not as bad as other people. There are people here that are vets. There are people here that have flashback issues. There are people here that haven't had counseling and can't move on because they haven't dealt with certain issues and they don't know how. Um, if you're stuck at some point in your life and you don't know how to move on, chances are you're going to always be stuck there if you don't have somebody that's going to help you, find a way to get past that, or
Right.
teach you tools to deal with that at some point. And a lot of these people don't have that. Some of these people are out here by choice. Granted, that's fine. That's the way you want to live. But most of the people out here are out here not by choice. And a lot of them don't have family. My parents, I always say to people, if you have a mother and father still left, you're very lucky, and you should cherish that. Because I don't have family I can go to. That's it. I don't have a mom and dad left. I don't have, sisters and brothers I can go to. So it's like you do it yourself, or try to find an agency, or you're out of luck.
Well, we sure appreciate your insights. And maybe you could give us a little tour of your camp here, just kind of show us
Well, welcome
around.
to my summer home. I'm cleaning my winter home right now. It's in the back. It's a tent that's gonna get cleaned for winter. I can cook and keep warm at night. I got a fireplace. That's gonna be too light for winter time, so I have a tent around back I'm cleaning. If you want to come look around,
I'm just
my
going to do
clothes
it
and
from
stuff are
here.
here. And then around around the back, I've got a cooler and I got storage area. If you can keep yourself, oh, I gotta clean my roof. Excuse me. If you can keep your area clean, I usually have this swept off so there's not a bunch of crap in my fireplace so it won't start on fire. I like flowers. I collect wildflowers all the time. I sleep on a cot. I was on a tent that had to be repaired with 2 holes that a rat chewed through. Okay, so I'm stepping up little by little. Now I'm not on the floor anymore, I'm on a cot. So little steps up help a lot. I use this for a door when the door on my tent didn't work anymore for about 2 months before I could get a new tent. Okay, tents aren't cheap either. That one, by the way, cost me $100, and I had to buy it. It wasn't cheap.
So you're feeling relatively safe here, Chris?
Yeah, I've got a lot of people around me. I've got my Georgia toothpick, which is a nice little thumper if you need to. There's a lot of animals around. The dogs are around. My neighbor's dog, she lets you know when there's people around, and I have really good hearing, so a lot of times I'll hear things other people don't hear, and I'll be like, there's someone around, and they'll be like, what? And I'll be quiet and listen.
So you've got, there's I don't know, maybe it's okay to say about a dozen people here in the area. Let me ask you this.
Yeah, more or less spread around.
You guys, are getting along. What if you had a legal place to stay that had showers and restrooms and a dumpster and
Well,
maybe even a washer and dryer?
that would be
You
great.
think you could get along?
Oh yeah, I think we could, because you see, we deal with problems a certain way. If you are going to be here, you are going to keep your area clean. And if you're a couple, you're not going to be up at 1 and 2 in the morning getting drunk and fighting on the hill and keeping everybody else around you awake. If you can't keep your area clean, if you're going to be drunk and fighting all night, we don't want you here. And we'll let you know, kindly. And if you want a spot here, then basically there's conditions. You have to get along with people. Keep your area clean. They'll pick up your trash out here if you put it out there.
Yeah,
That
that's
way,
Mike Miller, isn't
you know,
it?
Mike Miller. That
Yeah,
way,
great guy.
and he is a nice guy. That way, this place doesn't look like crap, okay? Right now, you can't camp in the forest preserves. You can't have fires, okay, because of the fire season, and there's fires all around us and everything. And you can't stay for long periods of time. Basically, if it's not government property, it's private property, and you have to have permission to be there. A few people do have permission to be here. As many people as are here right now, not everybody's got the permission to be here, but they come out. He comes out and checks his property now and then, and as long as you're not burning things down, and there's not trash around your camp up to your knees, then you're all right. But we've had a couple people that wanted to come and squat, and we all as a collective just went up there and said, you got to go, because it's not working out. You're too loud, you're too this, you're too that. I don't want to walk into your camp and your whole camp smells like an outhouse, okay? Sorry, that isn't going to work. If you're hungry, we'll feed you. We'll cook for you. If you need to come and cook on a fire, I'll let you cook on the fire. If you need cooking utensils, whatever. There's me and a couple of the women around here, that will do that. If the guys will go and get food, we'll cook it for them. If we're doing laundry and they want to chip in, fine. But you're not going to sit around on your butt and get things handed to you and stuff. It's not like that. What you do here, what you want here, you basically got to get yourself. I haul my own wood. I haul my own water. And a lot of times the guys will help you. They'll help you with the water if something's too heavy or whatever. Or if you're busy, they'll go do it for you. Or they'll bring food and, ask you to cook it, and I'll feed everybody. So we do things for each other. If somebody needs something and I have it, you can have it. Or, and get it back, So it's pretty decent, but we all watch out for each other. And we do kind of like take a vote on, vote you on or off the island. You think this one's all right? You want to let this one stay or whatever? And we talk to everybody. And if everybody is all right with it, fine. But if someone has an issue, then it's got to be worked out. Because yeah, basically. I mean, the other night we almost wanted to mutiny. We were about to physically remove people from the hill, but we didn't have to. We told them we'd give you a certain amount of time, pack your stuff and go. And they did.
Good for you.